Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the week 4 update for the garden. There is some good news and some bad news. So we'll get the bad news out of the way first. As you can see, if we pan over a little to the buckets, there's nothing there except for one thing. This one here is the tomato, the cherry tomato specifically. It's doing really good. I think it likes the heat. And if you remember last week from the previous video for week 3, the other ones were kind of struggling because it was still too hot. So this morning is Sunday. I usually record on Monday, and the video comes out on Tuesday. But the video will still come out on Tuesday. But today is Sunday, and we just woke up and cleaned out all the buckets because nothing was growing anyway. We were pretty sure the heat kind of destroyed the roots for the plants, and everything just stayed stagnant and didn't grow. And you'll also notice that the gray tote that was back here, the bigger one, is also gone. The corn died again. At this point, I'm thinking that it might be a location corn because, like I said, in not even week 1, in the my first container video that I made, the corn seeds are from Mexico. I'm wondering if there might be like a temperature variation, some kind of soil, something that the seeds just don't like on this side of the world, in the U.S. compared to Mexico. So next time, if I do want to grow corn, I'm going to just get some seeds locally, whether it's like a Home Depot, online, or a local garden supply store, and try to regrow. But for now, that tote is gone because it also started to get kind of smelly. It kept collecting water on the bottom because the filtration doesn't really work all that well. If you remember, in these buckets, the water ends up draining into the concrete and just eventually dries out and seeps away. So we ended up using some of the soil from the bigger gray bucket to refill these orange buckets to the top. And we're just going to replant everything. That was bad news. Everything is gone except the cherry tomato. We're nurturing it and taking good care of it and keeping a close eye on it to make sure it grows really strong and good. But the good news is that we are still going to grow stuff, but we're going to try to grow things inside for the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully, we can transplant some things on September 15th. And the things that we can't transplant, we will probably regrow or reseed into the soil around September 15th. But in order to grow things inside, I did a video before this one showing off my 3D printer, and I'm going to use a 3D printer to print these little boxes. It's like a grid, like a 5x5 grid that will let me grow up to 25 different little saplings inside. And I think I already have a spot inside. I'm going to make a different video showing off the whole process that I'm going to do for that. But I already have a spot next to a window, so we'll get sunlight and it'll be like the perfect temperature for the saplings to start. I do know that lettuce can be transplanted, so I will do lettuce for sure. I don't know about carrots. I just thinking out loud, I don't think carrots would do well or at all transplant. I don't even know if that's possible because they just grow down into the ground. The um, the onions might actually work as long as I grow them in the because they're self-contained containers. Like again, you'll have to watch the next video after this one, and I'll try to record it in the next week and a half maybe. But they're gonna grow in little containers, little boxes, and you'll be able to pull the entire sapling out, including the soil that it was grown in, and just transplant the whole thing in. So if I can grow bunches of green onions, I could just grab those little bunches along with the soil it grew in and just drop them in the bucket, and that would be great. I think I might do the same thing for the cilantro and for the spinach as well. So that might be cool. But yeah, I think that's all we're gonna grow for now. Part of the good news is that remember that December 15th ish is supposedly the first frost date for this area. So September 15th should be a good one because that'll give us September, October, and November, about 3 months. I'm thinking of maybe pushing it back closer towards the end of September. That way we have October, November, September, October, November, and December. That might be pushing it a little bit, but we will wait and see how the temperature fluctuates because it's still been really, really hot. In the mornings, it's not hot, but then all of a sudden, the temperature just spikes. And that's probably what killed the plants in the buckets. But yeah, that's the update, I think. We're going to keep taking care of the tomato. Hopefully, we can enjoy some cherry tomatoes soon. And we are going to be using the 3D printer to 3D print our own little boxes that we can grow our saplings inside. And then we'll transplant them out here in maybe the next 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully, because there's still time. At least I hope there's still time. Because, like I said in the last video, I want to grow something that I can eat. You know, it might not be the biggest, it might not be all that, right? But I want something that I can grow and just try and eat, right? But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for garden for the week 4 for the garden update. And stay tuned for the next video. Like I said, where I'm gonna use the 3D printer for the other project. But yeah, you guys might have noticed in the last video that I started up a TikTok. I haven't posted anything to it because I'm not too sure what to post on there yet. But I do have a TikTok you can follow me on, and I also still have my Instagram that I can you can also follow me on as well. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for the week 4 garden update. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.